Welcome to Pattern and Craft. I'm Courtney, and today's video is a tutorial for this very beautiful crochet motif. It is sort of a diamond shape with rounded edges, or you could say it's sort of an eye shape if you look at it this way. The name for the pattern for this is going to be called Petalina, which loosely refers to a petal shape. You might notice this is a very interesting shape for a crochet motif, but it does work in a modular way, just as a crochet square would, but it is a little bit of a different layout, so I will show you that. I'm creating a summer top in a different yarn, but it's the same motif. And this is how the motif goes together. The last round of it is sort of a granny stitch, and you join it at the chain one space, just like you would a regular granny square. But you can see that they line up horizontally right next to each other, but then the next row down is horizontal, but the motifs are offset. So this motif is in between these two. I can explain that a little better once we actually learn how to make the motif itself, but you can see that it does go together, so you can make any item you wish, such as apparel, accessories, bags, blankets, whatever it is you want to make. And today I am going to show how to create the full motif, but I also have a half motif divided horizontally and a half motif divided vertically, so that you may make any shape with a squared off edge if you want, because you can see here the bottom of the motif ends in a point, which could be something you'd want as a design detail. But if you wanted your project to end with a straight edge, that is where you would use a half motif, and then it would have a regular straight edge here. And you can do the same thing along the side. So I'm going to go ahead and show you the motif itself and how to create this. So I did want to point out the details a little bit more closely before we start creating it. Again, it's sort of a petal shape or an eye shape if you turn it on its side. It has different stitches on each round, so you'll want to pay attention to this video. I will put chapters so you can skip back and forth if you need to see a step over again. And of course, I will have that written pattern for you that you can print out the PDF if you would like to follow that as well after you've watched the instructional video, if you want something to refer to. If you're familiar with basic crochet stitches, you will be able to make this. It just has double crochet, single crochet, chains, and then I do have a special technique in the corners where the join is invisible, and in those sometimes we'll be using half double crochet, and that's about it. And today we're making this with the KnitPicks We Crochet Animation DK weight. That's 100% mercerized cotton, and this is the color linen. If you're curious what I'm making my top with, that is being made with True Boo by Lion Brand. And here's the information for that. This is a little harder to work with. It's quite slippery, so that's why we're going to be using this yarn for the video today. It also has a really good stitch definition, so you can see all of the little details really well, and I figured that would show up really well on camera. I am using this one in my written pattern, as well as this yarn, which is pretty much interchangeable. It is also a mercerized cotton with almost the exact same weight and yardage. So if you have access to this brand more than this one and you like the look of the yarn used in this video, you can use either one of these. Okay, for round one, we're going to start with a magic ring, or you can start with any other ring of your preference, like a chain ring or a slip knot or whatever it is that you prefer. I like to do a magic ring, so I'm going to create this little X by holding onto the tail, wrapping it around these two fingers, going under the right side and over, twisting my hook to go over the left side of that X, and then pull that one side through the other, and then chain one. So that locks your little ring, and I like to untwist the tail and pull it a little tighter by pulling the tail, And now I need to chain 2 more times. This is already a chain 1, so I just need 1, 2 more for a total of 3 chains coming out of our ring. So however you're making your ring, create a ring and then chain 3. This chain 3 represents a double crochet. Next, make a double crochet into the ring. So yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2 for another double crochet. So 2 double crochet, but the first one is made with chaining up. The second one is made with a regular double crochet stitch. And I am using US terms for this video. Then chain 1 and make 2 more double crochets into the ring. So 1 and 2. And do that one more time. Chain 1 and 2 more double crochet into the ring. 1 and 2. This has created half of our first round. Now we need to do a chain 2 for the corner. 1, 2, and then do the same pattern again. So 2 double crochet, chain 1, 2 double crochet, chain 1, 2 double crochet. So 3 groupings of 2 double crochet into that ring. 1, chain 1, 2, chain 1, and 3. Okay, so we can count now. We have 1, 2, 3 groupings of 2 double crochet, each separated by a chain 1, a chain 2 here for the corner, and then 3 groupings of 2 double crochets each, separated by chain 1s. And now we can go ahead and pull this tail. If it's twisted, untwist it, and pull that tail of the magic ring to tighten your center up all the way. Now we're going to join our first round. This is how our first round looks, but it is not yet joined. So to join this round in an invisible way, I have a little bit of a trick. We're going to chain 1 for the first half of the chain 2 corner. Remember down here we did a chain 2 for the corner. Here we're just going to chain 1, and then we're going to single crochet to the first stitch of the round to complete that join. So I'm just inserting my hook between these 2 stitches because the first stitch of our round was a chain. If it was a normal stitch, I would just insert into the top of the stitch, but it is not. So I'm going to sort of work between the 2 stitches so that my single crochet wraps around that first stitch like that. See there? Now this creates a chain space here where we have one side is a chain 1 and one side is a single crochet, and then our working loop is in the middle of our chain space so that we don't have to work over any kind of slip stitches and we don't have to fudge anything. We are working from the center of our corner. So there's round 1 finished. And for round 2, we're going to chain 1, 2, 3 to represent a double crochet. And then we're going to work 2 more double crochets into this chain space that we created. It can be a little confusing. Don't accidentally work here where that's where we joined. You want to work right here in between the last grouping of 2 and the first grouping of 2 stitches of the previous round, right into this space. So we're going to work 2 double crochet, 1 and 2, for a total of 3, with the first one being a faux stitch made of 3 chains, but it's 3 double crochet into this corner chain space, chain 1, and then make 3 double crochet in the next chain space. And the next chain space is 2 stitches over right here. So we want to work into that chain space, 3 double crochet. 1, 2, and 3. There we go. And these are essentially granny clusters. Granny stitch is 3 double crochet, chain 1, and that's what we're doing for round 2. So again, chain 1, and then make 3 double crochet in the next chain space, which is 2 stitches over into this opening here. 1, 2, and 3. And then we need to do one more into the corner chain space. So the corners are at the top and bottom of the motif. So we need to do chain 1 and then 3 double crochet into the corner chain space. 1, 2, and 3. And now we're at a corner. And when we do corners with granny stitch, we do 3 double crochet and do some extra chains in the corner and then 3 double crochet again. And usually it's a chain 2, but because we have a longer motif with a pointier corner, we're going to do a chain 3 here. So make your first granny cluster or grouping of 3 double crochet in the corner chain space, then chain 3, 1, 2, 3 for the corner chain space of the next round. And then again, go back into the same corner chain space from round 1 with 3 double crochet. 1, 2, and 3. That creates a second granny cluster in that corner. And if you're familiar with granny squares, it works similarly where every corner gets 2. Now we want to work the other side that is going to mirror this side. So chain 1, make 3 double crochet in the next chain space, which is 2 stitches over in this opening. 1, 2, and 3 double crochets into the next chain space. Then we're going to chain 1, then we're going to work 3 double crochets in the next chain space, 2 stitches over. 1, 2, 3, chain 1, and then we're going to work our second half of this corner. Remember, this corner got 2 of these groupings of 3 double crochet and a chain 3 for the corner chain space. So we need to do the same thing up here, but we're going to do it a little bit differently for the join. But first, just work 3 double crochet in that corner chain space. 1, 2, 3, and that completes our corner as far as stitches go, but we still need to do our join. So to do the join, to replicate a chain 3 join, we're going to do something a little different than we did here. This was a chain 2 join that we did invisibly. Now we're going to do a chain 3 join invisibly. So to do that, we're going to do a chain 1, and then we're going to yarn over in preparation to make a half double crochet. And we're going to make that half double crochet into the first stitch of the round, which again is a chained stitch, not a normal stitch. So we're going to just work around that chain, pull up a loop, yarn over, and pull through all these 3 loops on the hook for a half double crochet. And that creates another chain space where our working loop is in the middle of the chain space to work the next round. So we have a chain 1 on one side and a half double crochet on the other to create that working space for our next round. And that is the finished round 2. Okay, at this point I want to refer to our original sample. So we've done round 1 and round 2. Now we're going to do a round of single crochet all the way around, and then another round of single crochet for round 4. So first we have to kind of set up round 3 so that in round 4 we can create this cool little ridge detail. So for round 3, we're going to chain 1. This does not count as a stitch. This is just to get us up to the right working level for our stitches. Now we're going to make 2 single crochet around this stitch that represents a chain space. Around this half double crochet, we're going to work into it just like it was a chain space. So we're going to do 1 single crochet and then a second single crochet, just worked right around that spot as if that were a chain, not a stitch. Then we want to work into each stitch and each chain space along the edge, and we're going to put an extra stitch here at the side. So here we want to do 1, 2, 3 single crochet because we have 3 double crochet to work into. This first one's a little hard because we went around a stitch, so we're going to use sort of the legs of that half double crochet as the top of our stitch. So just as best you can, get your hook in there under 2 loops, just like that. Pull up your loop and pull through both for a single crochet. And then the next few are a little easier. Just do a single crochet into the next stitch and into the next stitch and 1 into this chain space between the groupings, and then 1 into each of these 3 stitches here. Just 1 single crochet in each stitch, like that. Now here's where it changes a little bit, because here we did 2 at the corner, 1 in every stitch, 1 in the chain space, 1 in every stitch. Here we're going to do 2 in this chain space. So we're going to do 1, 2 single crochet into that side chain space, just the side one. Now we're going to go back to doing 1 single crochet in every stitch and chain space. So here we have 1, 2, 3 into these 3 stitches, then 1 in the chain space between the stitches from round 2, then 1 into each of these 3 stitches here. Just like that, just 1 into every stitch, 1 into every chain space, except at the side we're doing 2 into the chain space. Now we're at the corner, so we want to do actually 2 single crochet into this chain space. 1, 2, and then we're going to chain 2 for the corner. So 1, 2 chains. Then back into the same corner chain space, we're going to make 2 more single crochet. 1 and 2. That's our corner pattern for this round. 2 single crochet, chain 2, 2 single crochet into the corner chain space. Next, we're going to do the same thing we did on this side of just 1 single crochet in each stitch, 1 single crochet in the chain space, except for the side chain space right here in the middle of the diamond motif. That gets 2 single crochet. So 1 in each stitch, 1, 2, and 3 for that grouping of stitches, 1 in the chain space, 1, 2, 3 for the next 3 stitches from round 2. Now we're at the side where we get 2 single crochet in that chain space, 1 and 2. This helps create that curve. Then back to 1 in each stitch and chain space, 1, 2, 3 single crochet, 1 in the chain space here, 1 in each of these 3 stitches, 1, 2, 3, And here we're back at a corner again, one of the pointy corners, and we're going to do 2 single crochet into the corner chain space, 1 and 2. So now we just need to join, but we've done all of our stitches for the round 3. So here we want to replicate that chain 2 corner chain space that we did down here, but we want to do it invisibly. So we're going to chain 1 and then make a single crochet into the first stitch of this round, which is a true stitch. So we're not going around a chain. We're inserting our hook into both loops of this first stitch of the round. And then we're making a single crochet there. And that creates a chain space between the chain 1 and the single crochet right there that we work into on the next round. And that completes round 3. Now for round 4, we're going to do another round of single crochet, but we're going to be working into the back loop only so that we create this beautiful ridge here. See this? That's created by working into a back loop. So for this round, we're going to chain 1. This does not count as a stitch. It simply moves our yarn up to the level of the single crochets we're going to be making. And then in this first stitch that is the single crochet that represented a chain, we're going to work into the back loop, or back leg actually, of that stitch. So it's going to be a little bit tricky, but you're going to want to put your hook into this spot here, which is the back leg of this single crochet that joined the previous round. Now just take your time with it, but that's where we want to go. We don't want to go into this stitch yet. We want to go into the back leg of that joining stitch. And we're going to pull up a loop, pull through 2 for a single crochet. Now we're working into regular stitches. So we have these little V's on the top of the stitch where we have a front loop and a back loop. Front, back. We're working into the back loop only, with 1 single crochet for every stitch. So just make 1 single crochet in each of these stitches in the back loop only, the loop facing further from you. And when you do it that way, into the back loop only, see we're creating this beautiful ridge here of the front loops of the stitches that are not worked into, and it just gives a really nice little detail. So keep on working your single crochet stitches all around. Okay, here's the last few stitches that I'm working into that are single crochets worked into the back loop. But when we get to the corner, you'll notice that we don't have stitches here, we have chains. So this is the last stitch of the round that I've just worked into for this side. And here we have 2 chains for the corner. If you put your hook into the chain space, it's a little easier to see. And I want you to work into the back chain of both of these. First, just work 1 single crochet into the back chain, right like that. And then chain 3 for the corner chain space, 1, 2, 3. And then work in the back loop of the next chain, which is right here, that spot. Just like that. Into the back loop of the chain. And then go back to working in the back loop of all these stitches all along the edge. Just single crochet in every back loop of every stitch, just one stitch. Okay, we're coming up on our corner, so we need to start paying attention now. So I have made a stitch into the first stitch of the 2 stitches going into this chain space. This is the last stitch of the previous round. I just made a single crochet there. Now I do need to make a single crochet into the back loop of the chain 1. That was the last chain of that round. And now I'm ready to join, and I need to replicate a chain 3 just like we did for the corner here, but in our invisible method. So chain 1, and then make a half double crochet into the first stitch of the round. So insert your hook into both stitches of the first single crochet we made this round, and do a half double crochet there, which creates a pretty good replication of a chain 3 chain space with our working loop centered in the middle of that space so that we can work our rounds invisibly. And that is round 4 completed. Next, let's look at our sample again. We have a round of double crochet separated by a chain 1, going all the way around the edge so that we get this sort of mesh open lacy look. So that's the round that we're going to be creating now. That is round 5. So we are going to start with a chain 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And 3 of these chains represents a double crochet plus a chain 1 between stitches. So we have to chain 4. And we're going to work into this spot right here. So see how this half double crochet is worked into this stitch? That is the stitch we want to make a double crochet into. And that sort of replicates making 1 double crochet, chain 1 into the corner chain space, and then 1 double crochet into the first stitch of the previous round. Next, we're going to chain 1 because we are doing a chain 1 between every double crochet for the rest of the round. And then we are going to skip a stitch. So we're not working into this very next stitch along the edge, we're working into the one right after that with a double crochet. We're back to working in both loops of the stitch. And we're going to repeat that until we have 6 double crochet. So chain 1, double crochet but skipping a stitch, chain 1, double crochet after we skip a stitch, chain 1, skip a stitch and make a double crochet. And let's count our double crochets. We have the first one that was created by chaining 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So once you have 6 double crochet along the edge, we're still going to chain 1 between stitches, but now we're going to stop skipping a stitch between where we're working. We're going to work just right into the next stitch. So make a double crochet in the next stitch, chain 1, double crochet in the next stitch, chain 1, double crochet in the next stitch, chain 1, and double crochet in the next stitch. And I'm going to count these. If you start from where you're not skipping stitches, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We need 1 more. Chain 1, double crochet in the next stitch. And then we have basically 6 stitches in a row without skipping. And then we need to go back to skipping. So you've made your first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 double crochet, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 without skipping, but I like to just see that I have 6 in a row without skipping because we count this one twice. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 with one between, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 with no skips between. And now we go back to skipping a stitch and chaining one, skip a stitch, double crochet, chain one, skip a stitch and double crochet, chain one, skip a stitch, double crochet in the next, chain one, skip a stitch, double crochet in the next stitch. And you'll know you've done it correctly if the last stitch you work into is the last stitch of the round previous before the chain space. See how that's the last stitch before we started chaining for the chain space. Now we're going to chain one and make one more double crochet into the corner chain space. And that is the first half of round 5. So we have these nice spaces between every stitch, and we're closer together at the edge to create that curve. Now we need to chain 3 for the corner chain space. 1, 2, 3. And then I like to reorient my work and retension my yarn and then start the next side. So we're going to do the exact same thing. We're going to do 1 double crochet into the corner chain space, chain 1, then work our next double crochet in the first stitch after the chain space, double crochet, then chain 1 and skip a stitch and work a double crochet, chain 1, skip a stitch, double crochet, chain 1, skip a stitch, double crochet, chain 1, skip a stitch, double crochet. And that should give us, again, we're going to want 6 double crochet along the edge with 1 skipped stitch between. So here's our first one going into the corner. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That means we're ready to stop skipping stitches. We still do a chain 1 between the stitches, but we just start working with each stitch and not skipping. So double crochet in the next stitch, chain 1, 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 and we need one more, so double crochet in the next stitch, chain 1, and we can see that now we have 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 stitches worked right next to each other. Now we can go back to skipping a stitch in between. So skip a stitch, double crochet, chain 1, skip a stitch, double crochet, chain 1, skip a stitch, double crochet, chain 1, skip a stitch, double crochet in the last stitch of the round previous, chain 1, and double crochet into this corner chain space here. And now we've worked all the way around the side. For round 5, we just need to join the round and we need to replicate a chain 3 chain space. So we're going to chain 1 and then put our hook just in this opening here. If you want to be very exact, you could count 3 stitches and work into the chain itself. I find it's easier just to work into the chain space. And we're going to put a half double crochet there to create our corner chain space, but with our working loop in the middle, because one side is a chain and the other side is a stitch, and then our working loops in the middle for an invisible join. And that is round 5 completed. Now we are going to make one more round of single crochet for round 6. Okay, we're almost done. Round 6. Chain 1, that does not count as a stitch, it just raises the level of our yarn. Now we're going to work into this chain space here. Over this half double crochet stitch, we're going to make 2 single crochet. 1, 2, and then we're going to make 1 single crochet into this stitch here. Again, that's a tougher one because it's the actually bottom of the half double crochet. It's a little tough to get in, but just treat it like a normal stitch. And single crochet. Now it's pretty easy from here. We're going to do 1 single crochet in every chain space and 1 single crochet in every stitch, just all along this edge. So single crochet in the chain space, single crochet in the stitch, single crochet in the chain space, single crochet in the stitch, and we're just going to do that same pattern all along this edge. 1 in the chain space, 1 in the stitch, single crochet in the chain space, single crochet in the stitch, and just work that all the way around till you get to the corner. I'm going to just skip ahead and then I'll show you what to do at our corner. Okay, I'm coming up to the corner now. I'm going to do 1 last single crochet in the last double crochet of the previous round. Now I'm at this corner chain space, and the pattern for the corner is 2 single crochet into the corner chain space, chain 3, 1, 2, 3 chains, and then 2 more single crochet back into the same corner chain space, 1 and 2. And then we're going to do that same pattern of working 1 single crochet in the stitch, 1 single crochet in the chain space, 1 single crochet in the stitch, 1 single crochet in the chain space again. So 1 in the stitch, 1 in the space, 1 in the stitch, 1 in the space. And we're going to work that all the way around until we get to the corner again. So I will meet you back over here after we work all along this side. Okay, I'm finishing up. I'm doing 1 more single crochet in the chain space and 1 single crochet in the last stitch of the previous round. And I'm back to the corner chain space where I'm going to make 2 single crochet, 1 and 2, and then I'm going to join with a chain 1 and then a half double crochet into this first stitch of the round, making sure I catch both loops, half double crochet to again make that invisible join and create our chain space for the next round. And here is round 6 completed. So now we're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3 for the first stitch of round 7 and our final round. So this represents a double crochet. Now we're going to work into the chain space with 2 more double crochet, similar to how we worked here. We're going to do the same stitch. So when we work into the chain space of the corner, remember we're working into this spot here, in between our chain 1 here and working over our half double crochet. So we're going to work right in this spot here, doing 2 more double crochets into the corner chain space, just like that. Now we're going to chain 1 and work 3 more double crochets after we skip 3 stitches. So 1, 2, 3 stitches, and work our next grouping of 3 double crochet all into this stitch here. 1 double crochet, then 2 more into that exact same stitch. 1, 2, 3 double crochet total. Worked into that 1 single crochet. So now we have 2 groupings of 3 double crochet. We're going to do a chain 1 between every grouping. So chain 1. And we're not just going to skip 3 stitches between every stitch. There's a little bit of a change along the edge, so do pay attention. We're going to skip 3 again this time though. So we're going to skip 1, 2, 3 stitches and work into the 4th stitch here with 3 double crochet. 1, 2, 3. And one more time, we are going to chain 1 and then skip 3 and then work 3 double crochet. So 1, 2, 3, work into the 4th stitch with 3 double crochet. 1, 2, and 3. And then we're going to start skipping 2 between stitch groupings. So here we have 1, 2, 3 spaces where we skipped 3 stitches. 1, 2, 3, skip 3. Now we're going to chain 1 and we're going to skip 2. We're going to go 1, 2, work into the 3rd with 3 double crochet. 1, 2, and 3. And we're going to do that 3 more times for a total of 4. So chain 1, skip 2, work 3 double crochets. 1, 2, 3. Chain 1, skip 2, work 3 double crochets into the 3rd stitch. 1, 2, 3. Chain 1, and we have 1, 2, 3, skipping 3, 1, 2, 3, skipping 2. So we need to do 1 more skipping 2 because we need 4 total where we've skipped 2. We have 3 right now. 1, 2, 3. We need to skip 2. 1, 2, 3 double crochet into that stitch. Chain 1 because we're always chaining 1 between these groupings here. And now we go back to skipping 3 stitches between the groupings of 3 double crochets. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3 and work into the 4th with 3 double crochet. 1, 2, 3, chain 1, skip 3, work 3 double crochet. 1, 2, 3, chain 1, and now we skip 3 again, but that puts us in the chain space. So 3 double crochet into the chain space. 1, 2, 3 double crochet in the corner. And let me let you see what that looks like before I go on. So that creates a nice granny stitch edge for the last round of our motif. So here we have 1 granny stitch made into the corner, or 3 double crochet made into the corner chain space where we started. Then we chained 1, we skipped 3, we made another grouping of 3, chain 1, skipped 3, another grouping of 3, chain 1, skipped 3, another grouping, then we started skipping 2, We kept doing one chain between every grouping of 3 double crochet, but we skipped 2, made a group, 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 and then went back to skipping 3. So 3, 3 double crochet, 3, 3 double crochet, 3, and then worked into the corner chain space with our last grouping of 3 double crochet to create our first side of our last round. Now we need to just chain 3 for the corner. 1, 2, 3, and do the same thing along the next side. So for our corner, we want to work 3 more double crochet into the corner chain space that we just worked into. So 1, 2, and 3. Double crochet into the corner chain space, chain 1 because each of these 3 double crochet gets a chain 1 between. Skip 3, 1, 2, 3, and make 3 double crochet in the 4th stitch. 1, 2, 3, chain 1, make 3 double crochet in after skipping 3 stitches. 1, 2, 3, and then 3 double crochet in this 4th stitch. 1, 2, and 3, chain 1, and keep going all along the edge. Now for joining these, I do want to do a join as you go technique. So when we get there, I'm going to show you how to do that. It's pretty easy when you're joining side to side because you just make a join here and here in these 2 chain spaces on either side of the middle grouping of your petal motif. So if you go from the center over, you can tell this is the middle one on the side. You can also count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's the 6th one. So to join side to side, you'll join in the chain space on either side of that 6th grouping. However, when we're joining for the staggered effect, so here we are joined side to side, you can see these 2 are just joined here on either side of the grouping, like I mentioned. But then when we join for the next row up, we're going to join at the corner and these 4 chain spaces. So the first one we're going to start joining at is not right after the 6th because that one joins to the one next to it. We're going to join after the 7th grouping if we're counting from the bottom. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're going to make 7 groupings and then start joining to the corner of the next motif in the chain space. So I'll show you that as we go along so that you know how to join. But so far we've only made 1, 2, 3 groupings, so we don't need to worry about that just yet. We have to do it after we made our 7th grouping of 3 double crochet. So let's continue on. We've done the skip 3 1, 2 times. So we need to do skipping 3 a 3rd time. 1, 2, 3. Make 3 double crochet in the 4th stitch. 1, 2, 3. Then we need to skip 2 now after making a chain 1 between the groupings, of course. Skip 1, 2 stitches and make the grouping in that 3rd stitch instead of the 4th. 1, 2, and 3. So how many do we have now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If we were joining side to side, here is where I would do my join. Actually, let me show you what the side join would be. So for joining side to side, we've made these 5 groupings, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 groupings before the 6th grouping. So here we want to make our join in the chain space where we have the chain 1. So we would simply replace the chain 1 of the motif we're currently making with a slip stitch. And you can do this one of 3 ways. I have a favorite for this particular motif, but the most traditional way would be to pull up a loop in that chain space and pull it through the loop on your hook for a slip stitch. And then just go ahead with your pattern and skip 2 and make your next grouping of 3 double crochet. 1, 2, 3. And now you would do the same thing again. You would insert your hook into that chain space, yarn over and pull up a loop and pull it through the loop on your hook, and then skip 2 and make your next grouping of 3 double crochet. 1, 2, and 3. And then your 2 squares are joined side to side. And that is one way to do it. So that's how that looks when you do just a single slip stitch into the chain 1 space. I actually prefer to do something slightly different with mine. I'm going to unravel to here. So pretend I've just made my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th group. I have not chained 1. And I'm going to instead do the same thing, insert my hook right before this 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right before the 6th grouping. Yarn over and pull up a loop, pull a loop through the loop on my hook for a slip stitch. But I like to do one more slip stitch right here. So again, just slip stitch, or it's kind of like doing a chain over the chain. And then I make my grouping of 3 double crochet. 1, 2, 3. And then I need to join one more time. So I'm again gonna insert and pull up a loop, pull that loop through the loop on my hook for a slip stitch, and then do basically a chain 1 back out of that opening, and then make my next grouping of double crochets. 1, 2, 3. And that creates a little bit of a nicer join in my opinion. So you have a little bit more room. It's not quite as tight of a join, but it is still very secure. I just like how that lays a little bit more flat. And there is a 3rd way to join. So I will show you that now while we're doing the more simplified side to side join. So one other option is to, once you've completed your group, actually remove your loop from your hook, insert it in that same spot in between the 5th and 6th grouping, and reattach that loop and pull it through, and then make your chain 1 or slip stitch around the chain 1 of the other motif, and make a grouping, and then do that one more time. So I'm going to actually remove the loop from my hook. You can make it a little bigger if you want, if you're concerned about losing your loop. Insert in the next chain space, put that loop back on your hook, pull it through, tighten it up a bit, and chain 1 or slip stitch, however you want to call that, and then make your next grouping. And this is another favorite way of mine, so I like those 2 better than just the simple slip stitch way. And this way you get sort of a twisted effect almost. It's hard to tell with just one join like that, but it almost makes it look like the two edges are twisting around each other. But it does require you removing the loop from the hook. So that's my other favorite way. In this piece, I did the double slip stitch, but I think with this yarn, I actually prefer the remove the loop from the hook option. It gives a nice finished look there. But I also want to show you how to do the diagonal join because this is pretty easy, just side to side join on either side of the middle grouping. So now I want to show you how to do the diagonal join. So I'm going to undo this again. And remember, the diagonal join is going to be done after we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 groups made. Then we begin joining. So I'm going to keep working till I have 7 groups. So remember, we skip 3 for the first 1, 2, 3 openings. Then we start skipping 2. So I've already done that once. I'm going to do it one more time. Skip 2, work into the 3rd stitch with 3 double crochet. Chain 1, skip 2, 3 double crochet into the 3rd stitch. 1, 2, 3. And do we have 7 groupings now? Let's look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes, we're ready to join diagonally. So I have my original sample. So now I'm going to join this next stitch into the corner of the bottom of the next motif. So I can do any of those joins. I'm going to do the remove the loop version. I'm going to stick it back on my hook, pull through and chain. And then create my next grouping, 1, 2, work into the 3rd stitch with 3 double crochet, 1, 2, and 3. And again, I want to join, so I'm going to remove my loop from my hook, pull it through, or you can do the other slip stitch technique if you prefer. Chain 1, and now I'm 1, 2, 3, 4, and back to skipping 3. So skip 1, 2, 3, and work into that 4th stitch with 3 double crochet. 1, 2, and 3. I'm going to join again now because I'm done with this group. In between each group, you join. And you want to align where you're joining with where you're working. So I joined on either side of this group. I joined on this side of this group. So now I need to join in this chain space. Pull that loop through, chain 1, skip 3, 1, 2, 3, work into the 4th stitch, create your group, 1, 2, 3 double crochet, and we finished our group. Now we do not chain 1. Remember, we just go directly into joining. So the spot that corresponds with this loop is this chain space. So I bring that loop through that chain space or make a slip stitch into that chain space, whichever joining method you want. And then I am going to make my last group in the corner chain space. 1, 2, 3 double crochet. So I've made my last motif now, but I still need to join to the next spot on this motif. So here's my loop. I'm gonna want to join it right here because that's the corresponding spot. So pull it through, chain 1 or slip stitch, and then you are going to want to finish your corner. This counted as a chain 1, so you're just going to chain 2 for the rest of the chain 3 corner, And then you can either needle finish now, or you can slip stitch to the first stitch of the round. And then we can cut our yarn and pull through, but I'm just going to show you this without cutting. We are completely joined to the motif diagonal, and then the next motif would join there. So you would have your completed piece. So the first motif you're going to complete all the way around without any joining. And then when you make subsequent motifs, you're going to join as you make it. So join as you go and attach as you create that last round. You can just keep building piece by piece until you have the shape that you want. And my written pattern does have suggested layouts and projects. I might show a few here inserted into the video to show the potential. And some of these do include using the half version of the motif where you're finishing with a flat side, either horizontally or vertically. I'm not going to do a tutorial for that in this video, but the written pattern does have all three versions of the motif. The link is in the description of the video. Otherwise, I hope you enjoyed this video and learning how to make this beautiful motif and how to join it with more motifs. And I hope you show me what you make. If you create anything using this, I would love if you would tag me at Pattern and Craft on Instagram. I love to see what everyone's working on. And if you have any questions, of course, leave a comment on the video. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and I'll see you next time. Happy crafting!